3 for debut at 43. So that's me debuting my first bodybuilding show at 43 years old. And we're into week 3. So what has happened over the course of the week? Unfortunately, not a lot. So the weight sort of stalled out a little bit. So stuck around about in the 100 kilo mark. So bouncing anywhere between 100 and 100.8 and 100.2. A little bit frustrating, to be quite honest with you. Doing 13,000 steps, doing 30 minutes of cardio every single day, etc. So a little bit frustrated there. Not quite sure why the body hasn't responded as well as we'd like it to have. So we've made some small changes to the diet, and we've made a little bit of changes to the cardio setup and things like that, which I'm going to touch on in the next couple of minutes. But yeah, the thing is, these things happen. Sometimes the body just holds out. And the scale weight doesn't move, and then it's just be proactive about it. When after about a week, don't be like a knee-jerk reaction where you're just going to start changing things quickly. Rather just do something a little bit more timed and thought through, etc. Hence the reason why it's good to have someone there like a coach to help you look at it and be more objective. When you start doing these sort of things, you're going to want to change things. You're going to want to make changes and things like that because you get frustrated and you just want to see the scale weight move. And sometimes, you just have to trust the process. You just need to trust the plan, trust the protocol, and just keep moving forward. And if things aren't moving the way you need them to move, then you make the changes, sort of a scenario. So that's the current position this week. So like I said, a little bit frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. We move forward, and we've made those small changes. So what we've done, let's bring it up here. We've gone, so on the left-hand side, you're going to be seeing my calories that it was. And now on the right-hand side, you will be seeing what my current calories are. So it's been a shift from 2,918 calories to 2,800. So just like about 100 odd calories there, mainly coming from carbohydrates. And so there you can see there's a big drop off in carbohydrates there, and then also protein, slight little change there, nothing much. Water still sitting at 6 liters per day. And then we're looking at non-training days. It's now 2,756, which is today, a non-training day, and then it's another 100 calorie drop. So the big thing about the drop is that it wasn't this big change. Oh, we're going to move all these foods and all that sort of stuff. We just literally reduced carbohydrate intake. So we made it pretty simple, very straightforward, very easy, nothing crazy. Just so we don't have to change the way I'm eating or change all the foods and all that sort of stuff. It's literally just going to remove some carbs from the one meal. We remove the carbohydrates from one of the meals. So we removed the potato that we were using there, and we left potato and the rest of the carbs in the rest of the day from that perspective. So very straightforward, very easy, not a whole big change that we've got to go and mission ourselves around and sorting things out. So when we're looking at the physique, this is what I looked like last week. And then this is what I'm looking today. So slight changes. We can still see a little bit more vascularity, the vein coming through on the bicep compared to last week there. Not as much definition in the abs. So there definitely was some fat loss that's happening. Lines are a bit deeper, starting to see a bit more shape coming through, more veins coming through in the shoulders and in the forearms. Can't really see it too much there because my hand's in the way, but I can show you that there is a bit more vascularity coming through. So vascularity is not the quintessential sort of determination whether you're dropping body fat, but it does definitely help when you are seeing the body fat and you're seeing changes in the physique. These lines are starting to get deeper, etc. So things moving in a good direction. Definitely a little bit more detail in the upper abs there compared to here, which is very, very flat. So that's where we are really from this week going forward, and just staying on track and making sure that we keep moving forward in that regard. And then again, like I said, we did push up the cardio from 30 minutes a day to 35 minutes a day, just an extra 5 minutes of cardio there, and just going to keep the steps where they are at 13,000 steps per day. So cardio is going to stay the same. Cardio has gone up slightly. Food has dropped slightly, so that should get the ball rolling really. So it doesn't have to be these big, massive changes all the time. We're just going to keep an eye on that and keep moving forward there. Now, exciting thing that we will be discussing next week is that I'll be actually going through my first posing coaching or class, if you want to call it that. I do have a gentleman who's going to be helping me with my posing tomorrow. He was meant to do it today, but unfortunately there was an emergency at home, so we had to push that out today. I was hoping to discuss it here today, but emergencies happen with the family, so that always takes priority, family first. So he had to run off and sort that out, which I'm totally cool with. He has made up a plan to see me tomorrow, so that's awesome. So I will hopefully get some recording time on that and bring that up and show you guys how that went, if it's not too embarrassing, that is. But we'll see how that goes. And then it's just going through now. Probably the one thing that I'm really got a bit of nervous about is the actual posing side of things, because yes, you want to come in the best possible condition because you don't want to look like a fool on stage. But the other aspect behind that is that you don't exactly come on stage and not know what you're doing and stumble and be nervous and things like that. So I did this, get a hold of Jack, who's going to be helping me with that. I know that my coach wants to be helping me with the posing as well. So I just wanted to get a bit of a head start on this, maybe get some of the basics, especially the mandatory sort of poses, get that sorted out. Jack has competed quite a few times in men's physique, and he's actually pretty good at posing, etc. So it's going to be a very new experience for me. I have 2 left club feet, so this is going to be a lot of fun trying to learn how to do this. I'm not exactly a dancer, etc. So posing is going to be a lot of fun. But yes, like I said, it's about getting ahead of things that you feel are going to be a problem for you. So if you know that you're not confident when it comes to getting up on stage or posing or doing those sort of things, you need to spend the extra time in getting over that anxiety, getting over that. So for me right now, if I can be as comfortable with posing, even if it's just me and a coach or just by myself, whatever the case may be, it's going to take a lot more pressure off when it comes to getting on stage, because obviously there's going to be all those eyes staring at you, the judges critiquing you, etc. But whatever that fear is, don't run away from it, but rather embrace it and figure out how you're going to be taking that on. That's far more important than just disappearing and running away from the problem. So that is pretty much the updates for this week. Nothing exciting, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And yeah, one thing, I have been experimenting with my own pre-workout supplements. I've been formulating a bit of a pre-workout supplement. I will let you guys know how it goes. It is basically a performance pump pre-workout. No caffeine in it, no stimulants or anything like that. It's really to help just push through the workouts and also get as much of a pump as you can get. There's not a lot of pump ingredients in my version, so it is a bit more on the performance side, but so far so good. It's been working pretty well for me. I'm hoping to refine it a bit more in that, and also just trying to tweak up the nootropic side of things, because for me, I do believe that there is, part of a good pre-workout is the nootropic side, getting yourself dialed in and laser focused. And then I want to put together a sort of stimulant sort of capsule, if that will. So it can be paired with it. So if you are someone who prefers a caffeine rush or wants that sort of stimulant effect, you can always add that in as a side thing. So this might come into production. This might just dwindle away and just be something I make on the side as we go along. So I do have caffeine capsules. So every now and then I will probably pop that in when I'm feeling a little bit, down and out. But the pre-workout stuff is pretty much, the run-of-the-mill citrulline, L-citrulline, so no citrulline malate, L-citrulline, betaine, beta-alanine, tyrosine, taurine, alpha-GPC, and I think that's all of it for the time. And peak O2. So that's the product I'm busy playing with. I'm busy mixing all of that together and putting it down. And like I said, the dosage is quite strong and it's working very well for me so far. So having a lot of fun with that. I will give you updates on how that is going along and take it from there. But other than that, that's pretty much me done for the week. So thank you so much if you are watching this to the end. I do appreciate it. And, take care. God bless, and put your weights away. Speak to you soon.